People like to ask me, why is it that I choose to homeschool my kids? You ask why, so hope you're ready. Drum roll. Brrr, I'm about to break it down to you. I want to spend this time with my kids to get to know them. I want them to get to know me. I would like to teach them how to free think. I would like them to be able to figure it the fuck out. Figure out life, figure out things, and know how to troubleshoot. That's what's important to me. I don't care about a curriculum, a school curriculum, like for the state. We have our own curriculum, but at the same time, it's most important for me. Like for me as an example, I need to know how to bring home the bacon. I need to know how to pay for all this motherfucking land. I don't need to know about the Pythagorean theorem. I don't need to know about heliocentric or geocentric theory. I don't need my kids learning a bunch of just random knowledge just to know it. I need them to know how to survive, how to think, all that stuff. And different people feel differently about it. And that's the thing. It's okay. You're not supposed to agree. You don't have to agree. But I truly believe that something's coming and a change is coming, and I don't think the school system is ready. Let me give you a breakdown. In like early 1900s, I think 1903 to be exact, John D. Rockefeller said, "Hey, we need more workers for our factories." And what did he do? He standardized the school systems. He got everybody prepared to be able to work in the school systems, to be able to he got everybody in the school systems to be able to be prepared to work in factories. But the thing is this, there are no factories really anymore. I mean, it kind of is, but not really. And guess what's taking the jobs? AI, robots. So you mean to tell me if the school hasn't caught up with the change, what happens if in 10 years, in 15 years, whatever, that all the stuff that they've been learning has been obsolete? If they haven't been learning how to think freely, how to figure things out, how to work on their communication skills, they've only been just doing busy work, then I'm not willing to take that chance. I'm not willing to take that risk. People be like, oh, well, what about college? What about this? What about that? I look at it as I'm hanging out with like mentors. I hang out with millionaires and a couple billionaires. And the thing about it, and I don't mean it arrogantly, but a lot of them didn't go to college. And I'm not, shunning college or anything like that, but I'm saying you go to college to go meet people. You go to college to go network and stuff like that and go find like-minded people. And, learn if you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, stuff like that, something specialized. But a lot of people, they just go to college just to, oh, I'm going to college so I can get a degree. And they got more degrees than a thermometer, but they still don't know how money works. The people who know how money works is, traders. People who trade. People who can chart it up and be like, oh, this is where the market's going. So I encourage you to actually take the time to figure out what's important for you and your family when it comes to education. Don't take my word for it because, I'm doing what I want to do with my kids. But I encourage you to do it because the state of Texas is really lenient as far as how you can do it because you have the choice. You have that ability. I'm not knocking any teachers at my kids' old school or anything like that, but I think it's important that we take the time to actually interview our teachers. And now a lot of people be like, I ain't putting you in my business. It ain't none of your business. I'm just here to teach your kids on how they do their ABCs. And that's fine, but you would essentially be my kid's third parent. Wouldn't it behoove me to understand how you think? Wouldn't it behoove me to know what religion you are? Wouldn't it behoove me to just have an understanding of what you got going on? Because what you got going on will still be, pushed on my kids, whether it be directly or indirectly. How you handle anger, how you handle anger, how you handle, happiness, sadness, all the different emotions. Those are things that are to consider. And I don't think that the state looks out for black men. I don't think they have black people's. I don't think black people's, perceptive is the highest priority. I think it's, like people, but I don't think that, like me, I want to make sure I'm tailoring my kids to where they can strive as a black man. You feel me? So I may not have the greatest, I'm not an expert at this shit. I'm not just keeping it real. Keeping it 1,000, which I'm not. I'm still figuring it out myself. But the best thing that we can do as parents, and even as teachers, is let's work together on this. And then because sometimes like you're going against the institution, we're not changing the curriculum for you. Okay, I just homeschool my kids and teach them what I want to teach them. Because I can go and kick it with a bunch of millionaires, take notes on what they say, and after I kick it with them, I share those notes with my kids, and that's a lot more valuable than what they'll learn in school. Now, granted, you guys be like, oh, well, their education is still important and all that stuff. So let me give you a breakdown. How many people do you know went to public school? How many people do you know graduated college? I'm listening. You can drop it in the comments. Now, on top of that, how many people do you know are living their lives like they want to live? Driving what they want to drive, hanging out with who they want to hang out with, do what they want to do when they want to do it. Oh, wait. Everybody got jobs? What's wrong with a job? Just over broke? I don't want my kids just over broke. I don't want my kids working a job. You think you're better? I do. Because I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to put in the effort. I'm willing to do the things today that others won't do so I can have the tomorrow that others can't have. Like, look at this shit. Like, I have a fucking pond. This is private property. And I'm grateful. And not to say I'm better than anybody else or anything like that, but I'm just actively taking the time to know. I'm taking the time to understand how things work and all that stuff. I'm what you call a serial learner. So I want my kids to be serial learners. I want my kids to know, if I want to go get that information, how can I get over into that environment? And there's several ways of getting into environments. Just to give you guys a nugget for the day. You can pay your way, serve your way, or earn your way into these circles. But my kids need to understand, hey, at the end of the day, your time with your family is the most important. And then having money to do what you want to do whenever you want to do it. It's not about like, oh, well, what about your A's, your B's, your C's, your D's? I don't give a fuck. How can you say that as a parent? Because, I use my mind. I'm a free thinker. I want to think freely. And I don't believe that the school system is here to make them think freely. Oh, but it's a good school. What the fuck does that mean? If everybody goes off of the school system, the school curriculum, what does a good school mean? I don't understand what that means. What it means to me is we still need to take charge of our kids' education. We need to have at least a responsibility. I don't have the time and the ability to go join every organization on the school and all that stuff and then hear somebody tell me, oh, this is how we're going to do it. Because when it comes to my kids, outside of my wife, I'm not really sharing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to compromise my belief systems because someone has a theory. And that's just me. That's my kids. Some of y'all might want to have y'all kids get, books read by people of different thought processes and all that stuff. But as far as me, I'm like, I want to be the person that's helping my kids and teaching my kids. And I want to play a part in that. You may want to, you may not want to, but I do. And if that's something that you want to do, by all means, let's start a little club. Let's start a little homeschooling club. Because I just think it sucks how you'll have a really strong man who'll have really weak kids. And why is that? Because a strong man or strong woman is gone all day. Kids is just in school and then they come home, play video games all day, and that's it. So as parents, let's take the time. Let's actually break stuff down. Let's be like, hey, let's make sure our kids is cool. So that's what I got for you. Hope you have a great one.